A corporate job is nothing more than a modern version of 19th century factory work. And how I knew that corporate wasn't for me? Well, there were 8 signs, concrete situations that I experienced myself firsthand during 7 years of corporate jobs that crystal clearly told me corporate isn't for me. And that's what I'm sharing with you right now because nobody really talks about it. While most people secretly feel exactly that something's off in those situations that I'm about to share with you, nobody really talks openly about it. This video is for you if you are a senior leader. Maybe you work in consulting or have been working in consulting and you feel the constant pressure that doesn't seem to go away anytime soon. And you want more flexibility for you and for your family. The first sign is that your job seems to be more about protecting someone's power than actually creating impact and value for your clients and customers of the company. So in my second job, people literally told me to stand still for 4 years, learn the ropes, and just play along before I could utter my ideas, my vision, and actually create impact. And that was despite me coming in with recommendations, actual achievements already. So it wasn't that I needed to earn trust because I was new to the game. No, on the contrary, I came with a lot of experience, but still, people wouldn't give trust easily. That's when I realized that you need to climb the corporate ladder slowly, 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 and die a death by 1,000 steps because people will never trust you. They will only give trust very, very slowly, despite achievements. And also, that's because there is no space on the top, right? You always need to find a way to be able to be promoted into role. If that role doesn't exist, your growth is limited always. And the second sign is very clearly that your company communicates values that they don't live in practice. I've experienced that with my consulting clients. In most of the biggest corporations, their websites, they talk about trust and loyalty and transparency. When in their daily operations, there is no trust, there is no loyalty, there is no transparency at all. And this disconnect of what they communicate on their website, in marketing brochures, in interviews, that is a very, very clear sign that corporate just isn't for you because that's just how corporate works, right? It's all marketing in the interviews, it's all beautiful. It's like a literal marketing commercial. But when you start working, that's where you see how things actually run. And the thing is, you'll never know upfront. The third sign for me was that my colleagues were sharing motivational posts on LinkedIn, liking, leaving beautiful comments, supporting the philosophy behind it. But then when you get into difficult situations, they would back out and don't be the role model, don't act upon it. And don't get me wrong, it's not easy. It takes a lot of personal growth, career growth. You need to learn the right tools, methodologies, and the mindset to actually be able to become the role model. But that's the whole point. If you want that something changes in the world, you need to start with yourself. The fourth sign was when my boss demanded us to be the role model by staying in the office late until 8 p.m. so people wouldn't get the wrong idea how work life and consulting projects would be like. And I said, I'd rather be the role model to deliver value from wherever I am, if I'm in the hotel, by the pool, or at home. And my colleagues would be quiet, not support me when I spoke up, but then behind closed doors, then they're all complaining and, oh, we shouldn't do that, we're just doing something else. But that's also a sign of a toxic work culture because people don't own change. There is no trust. There is no psychological safety. Then another sign is when you hold meetings to solve problems and those meetings become a regular thing, but nothing actually gets solved. Once I had this situation with a client, and the client was putting on more workload and more workload and more workload on top what was contracted. And we said, like, there is an actual limit to our availability and the time, and even working 24 hours, the day has a time limit. So we're not machines, we're not AI, we can't do magic. But she wouldn't really back up and negotiate with us. So this was a super toxic situation, and we had those meetings for months and years, and that got way beyond after I left the project. Also, very clear sign, if you come together and nothing gets resolved, then it's just a facade to keep up the good spirits. Oh, yeah, we're trying. No, you're not trying. If you come together, have a meeting, 1 hour, and nobody leaves the room until something is committed. The next sign was when I was carpooling with a freelancer who was basically doing the same work that I was doing, but he was earning triple of what I was earning. And that's what kept me thinking, if I'm good at my corporate job and I'm just capped at my salary, and I'm even at the mercy of the company agreeing to raise my salary despite creating more value, despite having educated myself, despite having achievements and results to show for and justify a pay raise. No, it's just like, if they don't want to raise your salary, they won't do it. So you actually have to terminate your contract, and maybe then they'll offer you a pay raise, but only then, because companies just operate by that. They operate exclusively by their bottom line. The seventh sign was when, for some period, I wasn't being promoted just because there was one single person, and that was the loudest person among a group of 20 other people who voted against my promotion. Despite having the support of my leader, despite having the support of other people who actually saw my achievements and my results and promoted me. And in this situation, the reason was that this specific person secretly envied me because I had the success and the kind of personality that he lacked but secretly desired. And then the eighth sign is when you start your career fully excited, motivated, full of energy, and all of that slowly fades away until you don't even realize when it started, that you wake up on Monday mornings feeling drained and actually looking forward to the weekend more than your actual work. By the way, all of what I'm teaching here on YouTube, you'll find all the perspectives, all the tutorials, all the step-by-step guides, and my one-on-one coaching in my Mental Mastery Academy. The link is down in the description. Feel free to check it out. And if you've been thinking about starting something of your own, maybe starting your own business, but you don't really know where to start, and then in the next video, I'll share my experience, how I started my career coaching business, earning $3,000 per client. And you'll find the video down in the left bottom corner. Check it out. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.